Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors and praises to the apostle elders of GMS that taught me this truth and are the true teachers of Israel. And shalom to the Akim that has their life daily doing this work. Hey, once again, I now with GMS Detroit camp, and it's just another lesson on the main reason why Esau's pushing hard these so-called medicines on the so-called people of color. You know, the so-called Afro-Americans, Latino, Native Americans. The reason why they pushing it on you because they know they population them as a people are not returning as like they was before. And this just a little graph of U.S. The U.S. White population and who are the Edomites of the Bible, if you receive it. This is more proof the reason why they pushing this stuff, because they know they won't be the populace. And that's the reason why they pushing it, these vaccines on the so-called people of color, the so-called Afro-Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans. They know that they dwindling as a nation. That's the reason why they take the census every year to see where their numbers stack up against the general population. They say it's for election and all that stuff. But it's not for that. It's about them being the dominant populace of this land right here, America, and this is the article right here from Physics.org. U.S. white minority will soon disappear forever, and they on a mass decline. It's like the numbers is it's like every 5 that die, only 2 come back. So if every 5 die, only 2 come back, you looking at where the way they drove out the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, where they killed them off through hard labor and depriving them of food and all that stuff and doing all manner of wickedness to them. It's coming back on them. But it's coming back on them on a genetic level where they can't reproduce themselves. And a lot of them is because they lifestyles, they're alternative lifestyles. Women with women, men with men. You can't be fruitful and multiply. And that's the first commandment that the Most High gave everybody that's in this world. And all living things. He said, be fruitful and multiply. And 2 men cannot be fruitful and multiply. 2 women cannot be fruitful and multiply. That's automatically 2 things that would never happen. You know, a man and a man cannot have a baby. A woman and a woman can't have a baby. So boom. It's just like anything. Hey, you gotta have a man and a woman to procreate. And since they not procreating like the other tribes are, they know they going down. So this is another reason why the so-called Crown Royal 19 thing went out. Because they want to dwindle the population control. That's what Bill Gates is about. Eugenics. Margaret Sanger, you know, he got a direct line to her. Margaret Sanger. He's about population control. He wants to get the population down. Matter of fact, the Georgia Gladstone say they want to get the world population down to 500 million. And right now it's 7.6 billion. So to get the population down to the numbers where they want it at, There's only a few courses of action that they can do through vaccination, and through vaccinations, and medicine. Bill Gates said that he could get the population down to 10 to 15%. And man, who to say that this vaccine got a so-called poison in it that kills you all? I read another article where it says, "Hey, don't be shocked that if people die within 1 or 2 days after receiving it." And these companies are protected through. Matter of fact, these companies in the United States are protected through the PrEP Act. Matter of fact, let me grab that first. It's the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. They are protected from all lawsuits. So if these vaccines take out a lot of the population through being vaccinated, hey, you have no legal action to sue these corporations like Pfizer and Moderna, or whatever the hell that other vaccination company is. You have no legal recourse against them through this act right here, and this is through the Association of State and theological health officials, and a lot of these health officials will not receive the vaccination, but they supposed to be the first in line. They supposed to be the first people that see this vaccination, this Crown Royal thing beforehand, but they won't take the vaccination. So if your leaders ain't gonna take it, and these high profile health officials won't take it, why would you and your rabbit ass mind accept it or take it? And the PrEP Act is the Public Readiness for Emergency Preparedness Act. And when Trump initiated Project Warp Speed, hey, these pharmaceutical companies went to go out and try to make it because they know there was money in it. But there's no money if they could get sued for it. Like some of these vaccinations give you autism. One of them, this is the same one. It's a possibility that it might give you the HIV or Bell's palsy or mercury, and it also it will stop you from being fertile, make you sterile. Hey, this is chemical warfare. Do these vaccinations? They say it's a war, but who is the war actually against? Matter of fact, the Public Readiness and Emergency Prepare Act of 2005, the PrEP Act, authorized the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, to issue a declaration that provides immunity toward the ability of claims of loss caused by the countermeasure, i.e., vaccination, drugs, and products against disease or other threats, public health emergencies. The PrEP Act added new authorities under the Public Health Service to express concerns about potential liability associated with the development and administration of countermeasures. PrEP Act confers to immunity from liability on specified people to entertain activities related to covered countermeasures, and the people that persons covered. The PrEP covers individuals or persons or entities. Covered persons may, at the Secretary discretion, include manufacturers, distributors, program planners, i.e., individuals, entities involved with the planning and administration of programs for distribution of countermeasures, and qualified persons who prescribe or administer or disperse countermeasures, i.e., healthcare, other providers, U.S. officials, agents, employees of any part of these entities or persons are also covered persons. So, like autism, you have no legal suit against if your kid develop autism after being inoculated. No legal pursuit. You know, you can't sue the doctor. You can't sue the pharmaceutical company. You can't sue nobody. They are exempt from lawsuits concerning any side effects that you might receive. And some of these so-called medicines, they tell you that it can cause you death. You know, but it's about cutting off the nation of Israel. Because, matter of fact, I'm gonna grab that, but I gotta grab this this article right here. No, I don't need no notice. The white majority will soon disappear forever. And physically ORG, I just went right back to it. You see how they going down compared to non-white people of color. You know, since the settlement of Jamestown in 1607, the start of the colonial period, the U.S. had predominantly white. Well, you know, but the white share of the United States population has been dropping from a little under 90 in the 1950s to 60% in 2018. It would likely drop below 50 in another 25 years. White nationalists want America to be white again, but this would never happen. America is on its way becoming predominantly non-white. And that's the problem. They dwindling as a nation, as a people. They ain't pushing out more white babies. And everybody else is. Who is white? Well, you know, who is an Edomite? The federal government uses two questions to measure a person's race and ethnicity. And one asks a person is of a historic origin, and the other it asks about the person's race. And this is the thing. Biden had a thing with the civil rights leaders and said that the so-called people, the Afro-Americans, need to tie their coat hairs unto the so-called white people because they're about to not be the majority. And why would we want to do that? When everything that you did to us throughout all the times that you came and stole us from where we was at over in Africa, why would we want to tie and have any parts to do with you? You know, I can't think of one good thing that the so-called white race had done towards us as a people, as a whole. What, mass lynchings? Brought us over here on ships for they could get free labor out of us. You know, ain't none of this stuff that y'all did to us is positive. None of it. So why would we want to tie us as a people next to you? You know, and Biden said that told the so-called civil rights leaders that the Latinos is going to be soon the majority in America, and we need to tie our thing unto them. But you know, the thing about it is the Latinos, they are Israelites. So if anything, I would tie myself unto them, people of my own kind. You know, the Latinos, Native Americans, and the so-called Israel, the so-called Afro-Americans, we are the children of Israel. So why would we want to group ourselves among you? You know, that's stupid. But they think a lot of us are still stupid like that, but we're not. You know, and that's the reason why they want to vaccinate the so-called people of color, because they want to get us that Crown Royal vaccine where it have blockers in it that'll keep you from being fertile. You know, when it's an agent in it that will make you sterile, and if you have sex with somebody else, you make that person sterile. It's a motherfucking it's something in there that keep us from being a people, keep us from growing as a people. And let me get scriptures now, because, you know, this is Exodus 1 and this is and this is Exodus 1 and 7. Matter of fact, let me go at 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty. And the land was filled with them. And if they brought the 12 tribes together in the land of America, the so-called Afro-Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans, we will outpopulate the so-called white man. We will outnumber them as a people. But they don't want this to happen. You know, they don't want, you know, they want to stay in control and as the dominant people on this planet, on this earth, and on this land. And now there rose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, and said, behold, this people. He said unto his people, behold, the people under the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and come to pass, that when they're falling out of any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us. So get them up out of the land. So, you know, this is what they're doing. They dealing wisely with us, with these vaccinations, with these medicines. Hey, man, ain't nothing good coming from these doctors of no value. That's what the scriptures call them. Physicians of no value. Nothing good. Nothing. And as soon as these other nations gonna realize, it's just not just attack on the so-called people of color, because man, none of these nations in the United Nations give a damn what happened to the so-called people of color, the so-called Afro-Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans. Ain't none of them ever had a UN or a meeting condemn the actions of the United States of America for what they doing to the people of the people of color in America. But the United States condemn the actions of everybody else, what they do in their lands, to the people that they do. But not even a peep from the United Nations or the anybody. That goes to show they all in cahoots. They don't care about the so-called the poor, the meek, the people of color. You know, hey, that's all guys in a plan to deceive you. You know, deceive the people of color into thinking that these people care about us. They don't care. They don't give a damn about you. And this is they all are enemies. And I'm gonna end it with this one right here. This is Psalms 83:1. Keep not silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies, they make a torment, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and then they have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. And every last one of you nations are not friends of the people of Israel. We are not the people that's call themselves the Israelis that's in that land. We are the Israelites of the Bible. We are the true children of the power. Not them people that's in that land who the scriptures say who say they are the Jews are not the Jews. And how they knew that the Jews was over here, the book of Ezra, the 13th chapter, they knew they was over here. That's how Christopher Columbus knew they was over here. These Edomites came after us. And soon, hey, they coming after you with these machinations, man. It's just a setup for the end game, because they know that they got a short time, and if they cut the children of Israel off when the Most High get here, then they think that they can force the Most High in giving them the heritage. They want the heritage back. They want they want the kingdom. They want the eternal life that the children of Israel are going to receive. They want all the good things that the scriptures say that they're going to give the children of Israel. But, hey, y'all ain't going to receive that, because it's not the Most High. The Most High do not want you to have it. It's not in the Most High plan for you to receive the promises of this book. You know, hey, don't be silly, stupid and fall for these things. Hey, these devils want to do to you. Hey, don't follow these false prophets. Hey, telling you to take the vaccine. Hey, if any of them start telling you to take the vaccine, look at them sideways. Stop following them. What that say? Hey, Shalom.